So, welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Welcome.
I feel the need to say that because that's what I use as the marker of when to start the actual podcast recording.
Right?
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I just look for the audio spike at the beginning that's like that part.
Right, because it's mostly calm,
together.
and then all of a sudden you welcome to the
podcast. Yeah.
Welcome, guys, to the podcast. It's your host, Jinx and Tuner.
You know.
And we're back today with some more Genshin Impact Gremlin Guy action.
Gotta get those rocks.
Oh, jeez. Somebody's gonna get what that reference is.
LOL.
But it's not Jinx.
Nope.
It's not Jinx.
I know you've made this reference before, it's just not recorded in my memory.
Oh, jeez. Well, first of all, once again, thank you to... I actually don't know if it's Mr. or Mrs. It could be either. But to Zaxton Hong. However you
Yes.
self-identify. Thank you for the timestamps.
Thank you, Zaxton, as always, for the timestamps.
The timestamps.
The timestamp. Oh, God, you swim so much faster than me.
Yeah. Because I got the legs.
Got them legs.
You know, actually, I believe that swimming is more of an upper torso kind of thing.
You know, I'm not actually sure.
That's how I've always understood it. It's that it's more to do with like upper torso than.
I mean, Michael Phelps does have fucking, like, fishman arms, so
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting.
As I understood, the legs are, like, the power when swimming, I think.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, I mean, Michael Phelps has fishman arms, so it's gotta be making some kind of a difference.
He's also got those paddle boat feet.
True, he does.
He's got like size what? 16 shoes or something like that? I don't know.
Someone like that.
And we've already it's 5 minutes into the podcast and we've already started talking about feet. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one.
Gonna be a good one.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, get your shit. Get that out of the way.
Yes, Genshin shit. I mean, Sara and Booba Sword still haven't come out yet. They're still like,
Yeah.
what, fucking like 8 hours until they
Yeah.
do at time of recording.
Yeah. At time of recording, this is 9 a.m. on Tuesday the 31st.
Yep. So yeah, there's not much to talk about with them because you know they aren't out yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about the stuff they covered in, like, the 2.1 that we ended up not putting out because it was an incoherent mess with the fucking, like, 6 goddamn casters talking at the same time.
Yeah, that
That was bad.
That's a good statement. Mihoyo, don't ever do that again.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah,
Son of a
that-
bitch!
It was
Sayu's too short!
incoherent mess. I need a heal.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, my Sayu has no energy because we haven't fought anything.
Oh, well. Okay. So now I get to ask you for heals. But
Yep.
yeah, no, it was it. Yeah, it was
Yeah. It was actually a pretty good podcast in terms of what we discussed, but yeah, we couldn't release it because it was a fucking incoherent mess.
yeah, it just I mean, you had
Also, what the
8 people talking. I mean, our mics were leveled, their mics were not.
Yeah, so it was. I listened to like the first like 50 minutes. I was like, yeah, no, we can't post this.
Oh, man, that's a shame. Because there's some
It's
good
okay.
stuff in there.
Okay, I'll heal you while swirling.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's healing me off field. Nice.
Yeah, you heal based off of your EM from swirls on Sayu. Okay, there we go. Heal. Oh, we both healed. Never mind.
I don't need you. I'm a strong,
while
independent gene who
swirling.
don't need no Sayu.
LOL. Don't need no lolly ninja.
But yeah, no. For what we know about Sada, seems like a really good
She
unit.
attack buffs.
Yeah, attack buff. So I mean,
That's pretty much all we need to know about her. Is she attack buffs?
yeah. I'm hoping that she has low cooldown and it serves well in a swap team. But
I can't wait for your oh my god, look at my big number whale YouTubers to run Bennett Sayu teams to like max out attack buffs to get the biggest numbers possible, and then people are gonna see that and be like, oh man, I should run Bennett and Sayu together because this person got such a big number with it, not realizing that the best course of action in the Abyss is gonna be dividing them between your two teams.
right.
But yeah, that's definitely gonna be a thing. There's definitely gonna be quite a few people running Sara Bennett teams.
Yeah, there's gonna be like Sara, Bennett, Mona, something,
Yes.
and like
Eula or something.
yeah, Eula. It's like C6 Eula, and they'll be
Yep.
like, "Oh, look, they got like 2 million off this one hit. Wow, I should do that."
OP.
And then they do it, and then they hit like 400
And then
or
they
300.
don't one-shot the floor, and they're like, "Oh man,
And
it's
then they have
taking
no
me
battery.
over a minute to get Eula's ult back
Right.
up. This is weird. Why isn't this not working right?
Right.
Why doesn't this work?"
Yeah, DPS, damage per screenshot. I like that.
Yep.
That's good. It's good. Actually, I really like that.
So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, although that being said, Sara might be a good unit for Eula because superconduct's hard to say though. It depends on how long her ult, how long her attack buff lasts for.
Yeah.
Because it needs to last until Eula's ult goes off. So you need like at least 8 seconds of duration,
Yeah.
maybe more depending on how fast the swap is.
God, I wish Eula's like just snapshotted when she pressed her ult. Maybe just kept whatever buffs were on her for that minute, but
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, no, she has a few. Eula has a few problems that kind of make her a little less comfy to use. Not being able to snapshot being one of the big ones. Her not being able to preload her ult being another one for preload energy onto it.
yeah. Is that God, I wonder if that was an intentional thing or if is there animation too long? Like I don't understand why that's the thing.
It has to be an intentional thing because they specifically had to code it to not consume the energy until after animation finished. Because like each different units have their have the time when like the moment where their energy gets consumed at different times.
Yeah.
Like Kaya's doesn't happen until the end of his, which is why sometimes if you're too close to an enemy and you EQ, you don't actually get the energy. But it's only if you're like it's only if you're like face checking the enemy. Shit.
Yeah, see, like I don't know. I think Eula would be a lot better if that was the one thing. I don't know. There's just so many things.
She's still good,
Yeah.
and she's arguably like the best reset character in the game. Like if you run like 20% or like 40% CR on her, and then like run a pure crit damage setup, and then just reset for her ult, just like spend 10 seconds resetting for her ult per run, you can theoretically clear Abyss with much lower stats than you should be able to, as long as you're willing to reset constantly.
I mean, hell, if you're going for that reset life, I mean, fuck 40%, dude. Just go for like 20%.
True. But like, I guess the point being is that like she's the best character in the game for that kind of reset playstyle because she has the most like loaded single number in the game.
One big number.
Yeah, like Ayaka's ult actually does more damage than hers, assuming you don't have a C6 Eula. But Ayaka's ult split among too many hits, so you can't really reset for it very well.
Yeah.
And Hu Tao's ult is a big number too, but it's not nearly as big as Eula's, so the reset's not as great for that.
It's true. Hu Tao's is not as big as Eula's. They whipped them out and they measured them.
They did. But it's okay because Hu Tao is much better sustained. She keeps going. She keeps thrusting repeatedly for very hard.
And
Eula blows her load.
And she does make it hot.
She does make it very hot, wet and then hot.
Yeah, she gets you wet and then hot.
Yeah, no, Jing Qiu gets you wet and then she makes you hot with a strong, powerful thrust. Eula blows her load and then like dips off field until Diona gets her back.
She's
and
got a
ready again.
refractory period. Leave her alone.
I mean, so does Ayaka. Ayaka doesn't blow like a single big load. She blows like a 5-second continual tiny spurts load.
Huh. That's I don't know. Should you see a doctor for that?
Maybe. Continual orgasms are a thing.
It's my fault. I started this.
You did.
And I already regret it.
You knew what was going to happen.
I knew what was going to happen, yet for some reason I've put myself in this situation.
LOL. But yes, Sara, definitely a pull unit because attack buff is attack buff. Yeah. And attack buff is valuable.
And even if it doesn't work for somebody like Eula because it doesn't last long enough, it's still going to last long enough to get somebody snapshotted, so.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be... The thing is, like, you're going to have one character who you want to get your buff on the most, and you're going to be able to get it on that one character for the most part, most likely, as long as you rotate properly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's depending on its duration, there's certain characters it may be good, or maybe better or worse on. Like, theoretically, if it had, like, let's say a 5-second duration or something, then snapshot characters are going to benefit from it a lot more comparatively to, like, sustained units. But assuming she can re-up it frequently, then, like, non-selfish sustained units like Diluc will be good with it because you can just switch off Diluc and re-pop the attack buff, you know?
Yeah. God, oh, man, I would love it if she had, a short cooldown, but also, like, a 6-second CD on her abilities.
Something like that, yeah. A big question that's gonna be a huge question for Sara when she comes out though is gonna be how good is her energy gen? Because I mean we're talking like big damage, carry your team snapshot unit, Beidou, obviously. But like, is she gonna be a good enough solo Electro to fund your Beidou is gonna be the question. And I'm guessing not. Just because from a balance perspective, you shouldn't have such a strong attack buff attached with a strong bat. You know, oh wait, Bennett exists. You know, in terms of balance, that shouldn't be a thing.
I mean,
and the fact that it does exist on Bennett is part of the reason why he's the best character in the game.
I mean, you know, if you're running the new set on Beidou, that extra ER might be enough that even if she's not perfect, she still works mostly. Yeah,
I mean, and at the same time, like, if Sara is a good enough unit, we are approaching the point where like mono Electro teams actually make sense because we are getting enough Electro units that have high enough raw base damage that we can just run mono Electro with a VV.
Just need a well, yeah, I was gonna say we just need a healer, but
yeah, well, I mean, Sayu exists now, so we have a VV healer. Because Sayu, because Jean's not very accessible. I mean, yeah, Jean's not very accessible. Sayu is. So because we have Sayu now, like we already have Fischl and Beidou, we only need a third, good, like base value Electro units to run mono Electro teams that are very competitive. The big issue, like right now we run the best Electro team is Sucrose Taser. Now that ever since the EM changes, it overtook Child Fireworks in terms of output. So Sucrose Taser is the best, is like the strongest Beidou team now with Sucrose as a driver. But theoretically, if Sara's a really good unit, we could run, you know, like Sara official Beidou with a Sayu and just fucking murder things with raw base Electro output. And of course, there's, you know, Baal, who also could be a very good base damage unit, but we won't know that until we see what her numbers look like.
Yeah.
I mean, in that case, theoretically, yeah. In that case, you could theoretically run like Sara, Beidou, Baal, and Sayu or Jean, and have just lots of really good raw output. I think the real question with that kind of team is like, what the fuck do you do while waiting for Baal's like? Because Baal has like only has a short period of ult time with a 20-second cooldown. So what the fuck do you do in the meantime? I guess you could roll around as Sayu and swirl things, but
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Although, fuck, what's Beto's ult duration? Is it 15? I forget. Let me check real quick.
I don't even know where my Beto is. This one.
Yeah, it's 15, so you can't even afford to roll around this Sayu for more than 5 seconds because you'll be wasting uptime on Beto's ult. So, I mean, at that point, you're probably just standing on whoever the fuck you want and just normal attacking to drive Beto in the meantime. Yeah, you're probably just driving Beto at that point with whoever is the most stacked. Probably either your official or your Baal, just because they attack faster, and Beto doesn't attack quite fast enough to fully utilize her ult.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a if you have like a Skyward Spy or a Skyward what's it called? What's the fucking Claymore called again?
Skyward Pride.
That one. If you have a Skyward Pride, there's actually an argument for spending some time on Beto to get its passive off, but Serpent Spine's also better than it is, so shrug.
Sad.
Yep.
Crit rate 5-star win.
Yep. We were hoping with Eula they'd put out a crits 5-star Claymore, but no dice.
What did they put out again? Oh, they put out a physical one.
Physical. It was a physical with the Millennium Song passive thing.
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
I don't know why they did that.
It was a very weird choice.
Yeah, it was a very weird choice. But did we talk about Kokomi? Can't crit?
Huh?
That was in the discussion.
We did talk about that in like the other podcast we didn't put out.
Yeah.
About the special broadcasts, but yeah.
That's probably the one
the fact that she can't crit isn't necessarily a bad thing. It depends on it depends on her values, right?
Right. Like,
it depends on like how much damage she does per hit, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
as long as like say if the random character's motion value is like, I don't know, 100. As long as she did like
there's also the possibility she has like damage scaling off of other stats or something.
Yeah.
So like it is entirely possible that not running crit isn't necessarily a problem for her. However, I did talk about this I didn't mention this when we were doing the 2.1 podcast, but the simple fact that she cannot crit means in my opinion she's probably gonna have the worst sales out of any 5-star.
Yeah.
Because like every other Yoimiya is like not a very good 5-star because she's outperformed by Xiangling and Yanfei handily, and they're both 4-star units.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's nothing about her kits innately that would make someone who doesn't care about meta or doesn't like watch YouTubers like us or 1010 or like watches a Jeff or things like that. People who don't care about that kind of shit won't necessarily care about or know that Yoimiya is weak just based off of like what they can see from like what Genshin puts out or what Mihoyo puts out and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Kekomi can't crits, and everyone knowing that from the beginning are going to assume she's weak as shit because she can't crits. So like she's like the first character we've had that has like an indicated part of her kit that people will instantly interpret as her being weak, regardless of what her actual power level ends up being. And so I think she's just honestly gonna have the worst sales out of any 5-star because of that simple fact.
Yeah. No, that's entirely possible, and I don't know. I don't know if it really matters.
Maybe her water turret will be good for enabling. Maybe she has some other utility in the kit we don't know about. Maybe her base values are good.
I believe that they just put in a patch note that her turret is going to apply hydro every tick instead of every 2 ticks.
Yeah, which is good.
So
it's gonna be like
her internally or something. I don't know.
It'll be similar to like a Mona turret with slightly different mechanics, probably heals and stuff instead of a taunt and everything. We don't know what its duration versus cooldown is gonna look like at live yet, so that's a question as well. And like honestly, Mona's turret isn't very good for enabling, so I mean if they're good together, that gives the potential of running like a Mona Kekomi double Hydro enabling to replace a Jingcho on one team, which is possibly good, right?
Yeah.
Like, if that does work, then you could theoretically do like Kekomi Mona with like a Pyro carry, right? And have them work together to enable your Pyro carry's vape. So that could be a thing. We won't know until she comes out and we see how the interactions work.
Yeah.
So like, I don't necessarily think Kekomi is gonna be like shit on launch, but like I said, the simple fact that everyone knows she can't crit is gonna make her be perceived as weak by people.
Well,
and
see, you know
so
what
I
could
just
be
think
good.
she's gonna have terrible sales.
You know, could be good. What if you had Mona, Kekomi on a Hu Tao, because you don't necessarily want Hu Tao to be healed randomly. So Kekomi only really heals when she's on field.
Oh no, Kekomi's E heals.
Oh, it does heal.
Yeah, it does heal.
But then you would get the damage boost from the Mona. I don't know. Trying to think if that could work.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
It wouldn't apply as much Hydro as C6 Xingqiu, but
yeah, and it also have lower uptime than Jingqiu does. But I mean, theoretically, if cooldowns line up better, it could lead to faster rotations, because Hu Tao's rotation time is gated not by her own cooldown and downtime, but by Jingqiu's.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, theoretically, if that does work, then, you know, you might have the option of having Hu Tao actually E off cooldown instead of waiting 4 seconds every time for Jingqiu to go.
Right.
So, you know, that could potentially be good. Who knows? Having more of the same element turret in the game does open up the ability of enabling that wasn't previously possible with a single one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what was it? Like, technically, with, like, Rosaria and Kaya on some... That's, like, Rosaria, Kaya, and, like, you know, Chongyun Rose and Chongyun Kaya and whatnot. Having those double cryo does allow you to run Melt Bennett because you have enough application between the two of them to run a Melt Bennett, right?
Right.
So, similar theory is possible with Hydro enabling and running, like, Mona Kekomi. But, you know, we won't know until we actually see how her E functions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the cooldown looks like, what the proc rate is, what the duration is, all that kind of shit. Until we see that, we won't really know how well that would work, but theoretically, it's an option. So, shrug. Plus, you know, her being a Catless user means she can always run Dragon Slayers, which is nice.
Pog.
Because Dragon Slayers is a busted ass fucking weapon.
True. Oh. We're talking about, you know, just like the damage buffs you can get and how there's just the caveats with all of them. This is like, oh, well, Wolf's Gravestone only happens when they're below certain percent threshold, and Noblesse, you know, is only after you ult. Dragon Tales, it's just... You get one character, but it's whenever you want it.
Yeah, it's whenever you want it. The only, like, scuffy part is sometimes you kind of have to mess with your rotations a bit to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you run Mona in a Morgana team, you actually have to, like, kind of mess with your rotation a bit to Dragon Slayers Ganyu, who you want to Dragon Slayers in that comp. Because, like, the ideal rotation is you go, if you're running the Bennett variation, you go Bennett, Ganyu, Venti, then Mona. If you're running the Diona version, you go, Ganyu, Venti, Mona, then Diona. Either way, like, Mona's towards the end of the rotation. And in order for you to get it on Ganyu, you have to switch to Mona and not do anything for 1 second, then switch to Ganyu. For the rotation, which is only like 1 extra second of time, but it is still just like you kind of have to mess with your rotation a bit to make it work if you want the Dragon Slayers off of Mona. But yeah, So yeah, we'll see about Kekomi. Either way, Sara's probably gonna be a pull this character, honestly.
Yeah.
She's not gonna be as valuable. Like, no matter how good her attack buff is, she's not gonna be as valuable as Bennett, but that doesn't matter because we're gonna get one Bennett anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I only got like 10 pulls for this, I guess, with however much I get afterwards as well, but hopefully I'll get hopefully she's a swap unit. Because if she's not a swap unit, then I just don't give a shit.
Yep. I
posted out a thing on Twitter. I was like, this is my kind of my issue with like doing Abyss these days. It's just like I don't want to play any other setup besides my Bennett, Kaya, Rosaria, Kazuha team.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I could go back in time, the only banner I would have ever rolled on was the Kazuha because it had Bennett and Rosaria on it.
Yep.
To me, there's no other banner that was worth it. To me.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the other swap teams in the game, other than like Geo swap and Anemo swap, are like higher cooldown swap teams. They're still swap teams and focus on swapping and ults combos essentially, but like other than Geo or Anemo swap teams, you don't really have any of like the other 6 seconds swap teams going on.
Yeah. Oh well.
The shrug.
Yeah. Plus,
that being said, Anemo swap is fun.
I don't know.
Not getting the reactions off, but you have really high base like output on your units. And it's funny constantly yeeting things into the air and floating them up and shit.
But yeah. And then I guess the only other thing that I can think of that was kind of new right now is Theater Mechanicus came back. Did you get a chance to play that at all?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think about the
I like this new setup. I like the new setup a lot better.
I kind of don't. You spend a lot more time just sitting in menus.
True, you do spend a lot more time sitting in menus. But I don't know. I liked that.
I mean, I like the concept. I just wish.
To be fair, like in the previous one, you didn't spend much time doing in menus. Instead, you just stood there watching things die.
I mean, but that's fun though. Is like you get to watch your handiwork, decimate the team, and I mean, I guess not decimate technically. That's just remove something by 10, but
yeah. I guess I liked it because I had something to do while waiting for everything to die.
But see, like, I don't know. I feel like watching, what you've made destroy the thing is half the fun of tower defense. If you're just like looking at the next upgrade, like swapping through cards, I mean, then I don't know.
By the way, did you run like full electro again?
Oh, I run full single of everything. Everything works. There's no need for strategy in that game.
Because I was hearing from other people that the full electro was a bit scuffed. At least it got nerfed compared to the last time around.
No.
Where it was kind of like relying on getting some really good cards to actually like work well. But I didn't try out full electro personally.
No, it's.
I did try full physical, which is hilarious.
Yeah. No.
Full physical with like a superconduct pair at the front is just like, wow, everything dies so fast.
Yeah, I think I think my biggest number was like 400k or something.
Nice.
Which, not that big of a video, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think I just wish there was, for me personally, I wish there was like a combination of the two where it had the same system, but you could only do it during the upgrade phase, and then you just kind of.
And you didn't get as much goddamn money.
It's not. No, it's not that. It's just like. If it was only during the upgrade phase, like the in-between rounds that I could upgrade, and then during the round I couldn't upgrade anymore. But it still had that same card-based system.
I think also just the raw amount of money they give you is kind of a problem, because that's part of the reason why you spend the whole time in there, is you get so much money that you spend your entire time in the menus buying shit because you've got too much money.
Yeah, I also...
Like, you're not running out, so...
I also did the, increases the money thing. I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
Fucking balloons... As stupid as it sounds,
you always go for that, yeah.
Balloons has ruined me for other fucking, tower defense games at this point.
Yep.
Bloons
kind of
has fucking patch notes and balance patches. It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, that is kind of the rule of like a lot of video games, though, right? If something gives you, something is money-based resource and you have a thing that gives you increased money, you get them as early on as possible. If something gives you increased experience, you get that as early on as possible. If something gives you increased back size, you get that first.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I fucking...
It's kind of the rule in most video games.
It's ridiculous, dude. Yeah, I could go on, but Bloons is like my fucking... I play that shit like every night now.
It's a TDS goat.
Yeah.
Or tower defense TD game goat.
Yeah, it's TD goat.
TD goat, huh? Booba goat.
Is there anything else in Genshin that we need to...
I don't know. I mean, really, at this point, it's just waiting for, like, new characters to come out. They are also releasing new Archon quest chapters and shit like that, so...
Yeah, new story stuff.
New story stuff is always neat.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out why Baal is such a sad boy.
Yeah. No, they tried to, like... I don't know if you saw the... There's a trailer for it.
Yeah, that's why I was like... oh, look, Baal's a sad boy.
Aw, dude, I fucking just know they're gonna... Oh, see, she's evil because she's sad and she's scared,
She's
and you need
because her friends all died.
Oh, we need to... Oh, feel bad for her. She's
feel
secretly
bad
a
for
good
Cleavage
person.
Cutlass. She was once good, but now she evil because she's sad.
Redemption arc, redemption arc, redemption arc. That's the one... Oh my god, that's the one thing I hate Steven Universe for. Is that they redeemed every villain. No, some people are just irredeemable pieces of trash and they deserve to go in the bin.
Yep.
It's the one thing I hate Steven Universe for.
Agreed, but...
it's okay to just have a villain in a show.
Yep, agreed.
But, oh my... And then we're gonna get shit like fucking, like... We're gonna get like a Senora redemption arc. We're gonna get like fucking Scaramouche redemption. I can already just see it's gonna. Well, they can't be pure evil because then nobody's gonna pull for them. It's like, oh, okay.
LOL.
Fucking hell. Whatever.
Yep. I mean, that's not to necessarily say redemption arcs are necessarily a bad thing, but
it's just you can't have everybody have a redemption. Some people need to be just assholes.
Yeah. And, like, I also am not... It's also not to say I'm not a fan of humanizing villains, because I think villains that are well-written should be humanized.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't mean that they should be redeemed.
Yeah.
Like, I guess going back to, like, Korra again, all of the villains in Korra, with the exception of the last one, like, don't have redemption arcs, but they're all humanized. And I guess Season 2's villain is kind of meh, but like Season 1 and Season 3's villain and Season 4's villain, they're very well humanized, and you understand where they're coming from, and you might even sometimes question if maybe they're right. But they don't get redeemed, because the shit that they've done is too atrocious to be redeemed, and that's okay.
Look, all I'm saying, like, because they had this thing where, Jinx in League of Legends, they came out. And she was just like, initially, she's just nutty. She wants to just destroy shit because she thinks it's funny.
She's mania personified.
And people are like, oh, that's so ridiculous. Well, she should have a backstory. Oh, why is she like this? It's like, no, dude, it's okay.
Did they give Jinx a backstory?
Well, they're now going to.
Oh, really?
Yes, they are now doing like a Netflix show or something, and I think it's gonna star like... At the very least, a portion of it is going to go over Jinx's backstory with Vi.
Oh, I see.
Which is fine and great and fun, because and it shows her being not that way. Like she's very emotionally charged. Is it gonna be like a Joker backstory sort of thing? Explaining why she became that way. I don't know. But yeah,
kind of sounds like it's gonna be like a Joker backstory thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is this crazy person crazy?
Yeah. But see, like, I don't know.
Something mental illness.
It's okay to have, like, just a character that's unexplainably chaotic. It's great. It's fine.
I mean, force of nature villains aren't necessarily bad. I personally don't like them as much. It's why I don't like Ozai that much in The Last Airbender, because he's essentially a force of nature villain. Because he's irredeemable. He's like not just irredeemably evil, he's just fucking evil. He doesn't have complexity past I'm a power-hungry narcissist and psychopath. Like,
yeah, but like sometimes people are just power-hungry narcissists.
yeah.
That's just a thing. That's a condition that exists in real people.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely get that. And like, I'm not saying it's unrealistic. I'm just saying it's less interesting to me personally.
I mean, less interesting, but it is realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. Not denying that. Those kinds of people do exist. Sometimes you're just fighting a personified tornado.
Yeah. I was gonna say those people do exist. I
mean, it's why they're called force of nature villains.
We both know people like that.
Yep.
But fuck it. So I don't know. I hope Genshin at least does introduce a character someday that's just like irredeemable. Yeah, irredeemable at the very minimum. Yeah, sure, give him a tragic backstory, but I know they're gonna give like this, oh, Baal's just fucking scared, oh, this kind of thing, like, oh, feel bad for her because she's just fucking scared, and then she's gonna join the party.
She's sad cause her friend died, and
Yeah.
she's eternal.
Yeah.
And the whole like immortality conundrum of what happens to an immortal when all the people they care about who are mortal die, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. That's my hopes. That's wishing on a star, because I mean these kind of games,
like,
they're not gonna let a character just be completely irredeemably evil, because that's gonna hurt their sales. So.
Also, to be completely honest, like, I like MiHoYo's writing in terms of their dialogue and things like that. So far, their plot writing has been at best like typical anime-y, so I'm not holding my breath for anything like that. Because in terms of their actual like full plot writing, it's been pretty par for the course sort of shit.
Yeah.
I personally, the thing I like about MiHoYo's writing is how they write dialogue and things like that. So.
But let's see. The mechanic is ball. We didn't talk about Aloy. As far as Aloy, all we know is that she's going to do an attack buff as well.
Yep, we just don't know how big an attack buff. It could be like a minor 20% attack buff. It could be a big one. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
If it's a big one, she has potential as being just a swap unit with like hopefully decent damage dumps on her E and her Q. But
yeah.
That depends on whether it's like a minor attack buff or like a big fatty. And like she's pretty clearly designed to supposed to be like a Yoimiya style normal attack carry. But depending on her attack buff and on like the values and like cooldowns on her E and Q, she could potentially be a cryo swap unit. Who fucking knows? Like, I mean, Ayaka has like cryo normal attacks and is supposed and like is clearly also designed to be a charge attack carry, but she also works well as a swap and a burst support unit because her EQ is such a gigantic dump of fucking numbers. So
I'm personally hoping that she does have a heal. I don't think she's going to, but
it would be thematically.
Yeah, it would be thematically like
accurate,
proper
though.
Because she is a solo adventure. She a lot like Bennett. She needs to cover the damage and the healing in her
and she
team.
can somehow turn any random red herbs she finds in the wild into goddamn like instantly heal my wounds fucking shit.
Yeah. So
Medicines,
I mean, it would make sense thematically for her to be a healer as well. I don't think they're going to do it, and I'm also curious if there's going to be cons.
Yeah, constellations are a big question with her, because, like, if they give her constellations, it's going to be one of those, she's going to be C6, like, Traveler. If they don't give her constellations, either way, it's basically, she's going to be either C0 or C6, but constellations would be neat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping she ends up being a decent swap unit or support unit, but, like, based on design, it's much more likely she's just meant to be a normal attack carry.
Yeah.
Which translates to not very good.
Yeah.
Because Bo, I mean, at least as Yoimiya has set a precedent for, normal attack Bo carries aren't very good because single targets and because animation chain locked and because single targets.
Yeah, and then also the travel time if an enemy moves too fast. But there was a couple
Yeah,
things in
and
the
all the
patch notes
targeting
that
issues
seemed
and things like
interesting.
that.
Specifically, the one I wanted to talk about is they're reducing the weight of some of those samurai characters, so
do you
that
mean?
they can
Oh,
be
like
picked up by Venti's ult.
Oh, the weights, as in like how heavy they are. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Venti buff, because he needs it.
yeah.
LOL.
So
LOL Venti buff. All right, then.
but just in general, I mean, moving them with Kazuha and shit's gonna be
Oh, yeah,
easier
for
and-
sure. And like Ayaka's E and everything.
Yeah.
Neat.
Nice.
Oh, man. Gene full damage abuse again in Inazuma Abyss. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Man, just as an aside, I've been loving the new domain because I just fucking run in there and like 23 seconds later I'm out.
Lol.
It's great.
Yeah, I'm running a friendship team, so my run's in about 40 to 50 seconds.
Yeah, I don't.
I still haven't gone to attack
Oh,
sands. That shit.
Yeah, I forgot. Read 'em and weep, boys. Read 'em
You
and
about to
weep.
show off your shit?
6.6% crit rate, 15.7% attack damage, 14.8% crit damage on the flower.
Yeah, that's what, 15 C? That's 15 crit value.
5.4% crit rate, 4.7% attack rate, 16.3% crit damage on the feather.
That's like 14 CV.
47 elemental mastery, 12.8% crit rate, 6.2% crit damage
Also,
on the
like,
attack sands.
16 CV.
And 21% crit damage, 42 EM, and 5.8% energy recharge on the crit rate hat.
LOL. Be jealous.
It's just a little, just something slight. Oh, and here's
the helm is
I'm sorry.
by far the most
I'm
desirable
sorry.
out of all of those.
Oh, I'm sorry. And here's my animo damage. 13.2% crit damage, 14% crit rate, and 23 EM. So it's just
Goddamn.
something slight. Yeah, just something slight. It's all right.
LOL.
Yeah, just something slight. It's okay.
LO
you know-
furthermore L.
You know how we do. It's all right. Could be better. Could be better.
LO furthermore L. Yeah, I think your crit hat is better than any of my crit hats, other than my EM hats. My EM hats all have like 10 to 14 CR on them for some reason. But they're EM hats, so shrug.
They're cursing me with Chi-Chi cons.
Chi-Chi cons incoming. Okay.
Yeah.
Leave
Chi-Chi
team.
cons. Couldn't be me. Chi-Chi cons. Couldn't be me.
LOL.
Oh, fuck. You cursed me with Kaching cons? Kaching cons. Couldn't be me.
LOL. That feeling when you actually have a C6 Kaching.
Couldn't be me.
Wait, so I'm still in the co-op game?
Yeah.
Let me quit and load real quick.
Honestly, no. Kaching cons are great for me because that just means I get more pulls.
LOL.
That at least serves a purpose. Chi-Chi cons do nothing. Fuck.
Yeah, I think I have a C4 Chi-Chi.
Yeah, it says you're in co-op.
I just rejoined. You might need to like exit in and out then,
Yeah, maybe.
cause I reset.
Diluc cons. I mean, Diluc actually gets really good.
Oh yeah, no, his cons are really solid.
Like the only reason that my Bennett is better than Diluc is because he's C6. If Diluc was C6, Diluc would be better.
Yeah, Diluc has really solid cons actually, for the most part. He's got like one iffy one.
Was
And his C6 is really good, but it's also like yeah, it's the one that requires him to like get hit is a bit questionable.
Yeah, when Diluc takes damage.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, yeah, but also, why are we planning on taking damage?
I guess C1 is also kind of meh. Because it's only it's a 7.5% average increase.
I mean,
7.5% additive damage bonus is not a lot.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but like also his weapon was supposed to be, Wolf's Gravestone. So it's like, okay, so he deals increased damage when they're above health, 50% health, and then when they get below health, then he fucking, it was supposed to theoretically, do whatever, but.
But then Serpent Spine exists.
Yeah, Serpent Spine exists, so.
Yep. Serpent Spine.
Honestly, I would love to play a C6 Diluc just to deal with like the fucking, fucking E auto attack, E auto attack, like just mess with that kind of shit.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It's a fun playstyle.
Yeah, it sounds more fun when he's
makes him a much more like selfish extended carry, but it's a fun playstyle from what I've seen other people use it.
Yeah, and that's true. Like I don't know. Do you know if his C2 procs while he's being hit by a shield?
I believe he has to actually take damage, but I don't know if I've seen testing on it.
Yeah, because like if that's the case,
if I did see testing on it, it was like week 1 or 2 testing.
Yeah.
From Wales, so I don't remember the results if I have seen testing on it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, but like at least based on the wording, he does have to actually take damage because other things like that require you to actually take damage.
Yeah, which means you couldn't even use like Zhongli or something. You'd have to use Xingqiu.
Yeah. I mean, either way, you're using Xingqiu with Diluc, but yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so now that first half is done,
talk.
That's the Genshin shit. Because remember, this isn't a goddamn Genshin podcast. You son of a bitches. And for you fuckers who go in and you're like, I'm not going to watch until the timestamps come up. Where's Zaxton Hog? Fuck. You know what, dude? If I was Zaxton and I saw a comment like that, the first thing I'd be like, bitch, do it yourself then. I'm out. I don't got to do this shit. No one's paying me to do it.
LOL.
But I'm that kind of bitch, so, that is fair. To be honest, like if you're like, where's the timestamp guy? God, fuck. I'm like, excuse you? Okay, fuck off.
LOL.
Jesus, like it's not my damn job. Like he does it. He takes his time, fucking 2-3 hours a day. Because I mean, he's got to watch the whole damn thing, and then he's got to take the time to write the damn comment. So he takes like 2 or 3 hours out of his day to fucking write some goddamn comment for you guys, and you guys, go, where is he? Like take him for granted. Like what the fuck? I'm sorry,
motherfuckers.
Zaxton, you can just write that as my Zaxton rant.
We would never take Zaxton for granted. Thank you, Zaxton.
Thank you very much.
You're the real MVP.
If you ever come to the YouTube channel, you get, or if you ever come to the Twitch channel, you get a VIP and a tier 3 sub.
Yep.
Fucking hell. Anyways. Yeah, dude, somebody was like, oh, it seems like Tuner isn't
I do actually appreciate Zaxton a lot because Zaxton actually puts work into these while we just like shit around and talk for like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
And then I spend like 10 minutes cutting shit together and adding like the necessary like assets.
Oh yeah, no. By all accounts, Zaxton probably does more
work than both of us combined on this thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I spend all week pulling together topics.
Okay, fair. You actually like spend time putting together a topic list and stuff.
I definitely put in more work than you.
Yeah, but he probably puts in more hours into each podcast than I do because it does not take me very long to cut this shit together.
Yeah,
it just takes me a while to like wait for it to render and shit like that.
I was gonna say you speak for you. Okay, I put in some damn work.
Okay,
for this.
Okay, Tuna, I'm sorry.
You speak for you.
I did not mean to disrespect you. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean what I said.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, no.
Flies. Grab him.
Fucking. Dude, rest in peace, Groovy. Holy
Oh,
shit.
what happened to wait, Groovy Bot? What happened?
Groovy Bot is gone, dude. YouTube sued. Cease and desist. Groovy
Really?
is dead. So now
my
we gotta
God.
use Rhythm.
Oh my god.
No,
Groovy Bot, no.
it's fucked, dude. Holy
Is Rhythm
shit.
like YouTube's add-on or something?
No, Rhythm's just like a less popular Groovy that has existed.
Oh, so it too will eventually get fucking
eventually.
cease and desisted.
It's nuts. Because I
Wow,
think basically it like
crazy.
skips the ad process. Like you never hear ads on.
Right.
And they're
Makes
just
sense.
like, oh. But like, see, it should still work with Spotify though. I think, unless they actually like remove the bot entirely. I don't know.
Weird. Interesting.
Yeah, I used Rhythm for a while too. Before I used Groovy, I didn't know what the good bots were. I just like, oh, cool. This is a music bot. Cool.
Yeah, music bot. Musax.
Yeah, so it should still theoretically work with Spotify. So I don't know the extent of it, but yeah, they fucking killed Groovy for YouTube at least. They turned off Groovy, period. Oh, damn. That sucks because it should, like I said, it should have still worked with Spotify, but.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Rest in peace. Can we get an F in chat for Groovy, please? I need an F in just
F in chat for Groovy.
One small moment of silence for Groovy, who filled our lives with music.
Sag.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Have you seen anything about Guilty Gear?
I'm aware of the Jacko challenge.
Ah, yeah.
I'm aware of all the degeneracy and lewdness of Twitter thanks to the goddamn Jacko challenge.
Has that made its way to TikTok, or because you're
know.
more of a TikTok guy than you are a Twitter guy?
Well, the thing is, like, the TikTok that I watch is Jenny's TikTok, and Jenny doesn't follow gamer TikToks.
No, well, I mean that's
So like,
it's like cosplay
so like if we
TikTok. I don't know.
She doesn't really follow like cosplay or nerd TikToks either.
Yeah, the big TikTok thing is the fucking the milk crate challenge.
Yeah,
which got
and
banned.
there was that motherfucker who did it in goddamn heels.
Oh my god.
Yeah, someone did the entire milk crate challenge in heels. Truly impressive.
Jesus.
That lady knows how to fucking walk in heels.
Yeah, they apparently they banned it because people were going to the fucking hospital.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, yeah, I'm aware of the Jacko challenge. I have spent some time scrolling through hashtag Jacko challenge. There's a lot of furry shit.
Oh god.
Lot of furry shit.
Oh god.
Saw a few vor in there as well while I was at it.
Why?
But yeah.
Why?
I also know that I probably won't ever pick up Guilty Gear just because I'm the kind of like fighting game player who I want to learn like the hard meta, not like want to learn the optimal combos, want to learn all the matchups, all that kind of shit. And I just don't think I'd have the time to put into doing that again for a fighting game, so I'm not really interested in playing them.
I usually find the character that looks cute and then I play them.
Yeah, fair.
Like I was
really
gonna play
enjoy
Giovanna.
Yeah. Because like the thing is like I don't have like the reaction time to be good at fighting games unless I learn the meta and I learn how to like predict and outplay opponents.
Don't have reaction time? Couldn't be me.
Lol. Yeah. So like in order for me to play well in fighting games, I need to learn the matchups properly and learn how to like predict my opponents and how to appropriately counter my reads and things like that. So like I just don't think I'd have the time to put into Guilty Gear to do that. But if I did ever play Guilty Gear, I'd probably main Jacko.
Yeah, she seems like your kind of chaotic, manic pixie girl.
Don't know if I would define her as a manic pixie girl, because manic pixie girl is like defined by them not having definition and being defined by their male counterpart.
What?
Yeah, no, that's like manic pixie girl as
when
a
did that
trope
become the?
specifically like they don't have proper characterization themselves, and they are defined by the male who lusts for them.
I've never heard that as the definition. That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I've heard in terms of like as the media trope. Manic pic.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean,
because it's
fair,
it was like Luna Lovegood is a manic pixie dream girl, and she's associated with no male character in Harry Potter.
Shrug. That's just what I've always heard as a defining feature of the manic pixie dream girl, and why it's a problematic trope is because they don't actually get their own characterization.
Huh. I guess I would have to see where you've read that, because
yeah, I mean, we could look it up and talk about it next podcast. Shrug.
That'd be an interesting topic.
Since we've heard different things about it. Yep.
Yeah, no, I've always
Manic
defined...
Pixie Dream Girl revisits on the timestamps.
Yeah, no, I've always just understood Manic Pixie Dream Girl as just the manic pixie,
yeah,
like free-spirited, high-energy dream girl who, like, I don't know, like, I've never had that association with like a male character in her. I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, we'll look into it and discuss it next podcast.
Or maybe we won't. I don't know.
Or maybe we won't.
We'll forget about it because we forget
also
about things.
We forget about a lot of things. Who are you and where am I? And what is this?
I don't know. I'm frozen.
What is this? I'm frozen.
So apparently she's tied to Soul in the lore, so I guess it would fit.
I mean, she's tied to Soul's lore, but you can be tied to someone else's lore and not be a manic pixie dream girl. From what I have heard the definition as, a manic pixie dream girl is defined by like the male that they are attached to and the male who is like lusting after them. Like they are defined by that character and not by their own characterization. What's it? And I think American Dad actually makes a joke about that at one point, because the Steve and his boys do like a road trip that is like a parody of your classic like indie coming of age movie. And there's one point where he runs into a manic pixie dream girl and like abandons his friend who he's supposed to go to his dad's funeral with him as for this emotional journey to like try to get with this manic pixie dream girl, and she's like and he calls her his manic pixie dream girl, and she's like, I am not defined by you and I am my own person, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Which is ironic because she doesn't exist in that cartoon outside of her interaction with Steve.
Yep.
And she never comes back.
Yep.
Interesting. I don't know. I'd never heard it that way, but
yeah.
If that's how the colloquialism has
been
defined as of late, then I mean, language
Yep,
ever evolves,
like,
and you can't. Really
I'm also
change
not
it.
an expert on movies or tropes, so that's just what I have heard from people who are more into that shit. But
well, I mean, terms evolve and they get defined, you know.
Yep.
So if that's where it's at now, then I certainly can't.
Yep.
Well, it used to be this. Well, okay. Well.
It's also possible that might have been like the original definition, but the inverse happened where like the original definition got lost amongst the other characterizations and became what you're talking about. So shrug.
Well, I know like
way.
Harley Quinn used to be the poster child for the manic pixie dream girl, and
Yeah.
I wonder if at some point the dissection of Harley Quinn was so intertwined with her association to Joker that the definition of manic pixie dream girl ended up adopting that.
Yeah, because I mean the original Harley Quinn was basically defined by the Joker and her relationship with the Joker.
Interesting. It's just I don't know. I would be interested to see.
I'm gonna go watch some YouTube videos about manic pixie dream girls now.
Yeah, send me a couple. I'm interested.
Yeah. We'll take a look. But if we remember.
Yeah, if we remember.
Keck W. Keck W.
Oh, fuck. Well, I was going to talk about Gamescom, but I know you probably didn't watch Gamescom.
No, I did not, but I will. If there's anything interesting to hear about, I would like to hear.
A couple things. There's this really... I couldn't even describe it to you. I watched the trailer It's called it's either Dokev or Dokev, and it's from the same developer that made Black Desert Online, I think.
Okay.
And
Yo.
I don't know what it is. It's just it's
Is it like the whole what's it fucking called Death Stranding thing of
no.
all the media comes out and you're just like, what the fuck is this? I don't even know what this game is.
No,
supposed to
because
be.
it was, fucking Death Stranding was clearly about like a guy just delivering a baby. And you understood that. It was strange. I don't
you understood that, you just didn't know what the game was gonna be.
Right.
with
Like
Death Stranding,
I don't know what Dokev is supposed to be about or what it's going to
I
do.
see.
It showed, and Jinx, it showed gameplay, and I still don't know what it is.
Interesting.
I fucking yeah, they basically showed a 5-minute K-pop game music video,
That's
and it
hilarious.
was all gameplay, and I still don't know what the fuck. Yeah, it was only gameplay, and I don't know what the fuck this game is.
That's funny.
That's
Interesting.
But if you guys want, definitely look up the Dokev, Dokev, Dokev.
Doki 5.
Yeah, Doki 5. I really don't know. And
Doki literature.
it's like a Pokemon game, I guess, as well as like a beat 'em up. But like you can fucking glide, fly, you shoot things, you smash them with a hammer. You've got fucking Pokemon. You've got you can longboard and then dance on your longboard.
LOL.
I don't know what this game is.
LOL.
But it looks visually
Impressive.
fantastic.
I don't know what this is, but it looks great and I'm excited.
I'm gonna send you the trailer. I think you'll agree.
Okay.
It's just fucking. I don't know. I feel like if we have time, you and I should watch it on stream at the after the end of this.
Yeah, we can do it at the very end.
Cause fucking hell. But
We're making good time, and as long as I get off before 2, we're good.
Oh, I'll get you off before 2.
Oh. Ooh.
Sorry. I keep digging this hole. I keep making this bed, and then I gotta lie in it. Fucking hell. But I mean, other than that, I don't recall anything.
Particularly
Saints
noteworthy.
Row reboot,
Oh.
which looks to me
like
to be
old school Saints Row before they got
kind
weird?
of like a Saints Row 2 thing, where it's still a little
okay.
ridiculous, but hasn't fully embraced the Saints Row 3, Saints Row 4 bullshit.
Yeah, but hadn't fully embraced was fun and weird without being like outright absurd.
Right, yeah. It looks to be, I don't remember if they showed any gameplay or not, but just from the styles that they were doing and the humor they were using, it seems to be more of a Saints Row 2 than a Saints Row 4. But,
Cool. Sounds neat.
But I don't know. Nothing really super grabbed me. If there was anything that you guys saw that was like really interesting, let us know. We'll take a look at it. But
Let us. Oh my god, the fucking crystal fell and then yeeted off of an angle on the rock and flew all the way over here.
What?
Lord, I saw that shit like make a fucking like 60-degree curve when it hit the fucking mountain.
1:13. If you want to write it, maybe we could take your perspective on it.
Huh?
1 hour and 13 minutes. If you want to pull your perspective.
That's effort. It's fine.
Oh right, Cult of the Lamb, new roguelike by Devolver. Yeah.
Oh, Devolver.
I'll be checking that out.
Ooh. Devolver has yet to betray my trust, unlike some developers.
Speaking of those developers, Todd, you son of a bitch, you've done it again. Todd Howard, you son of a bitch, you just keep rolling them out. Fucking Skyrim Anniversary edition for the PS5 and Xbox Series X.
So I don't know where this interview happened, but I did see the clip of Todd Howard literally saying, if you don't want us to keep putting out Skyrim, stop buying it.
Yeah, no, I mean, but for real though, just quit buying Skyrim. Jesus, dude, the fucking. They're adding fishing. So now I have to play it because they added fishing.
Yup.
God damn it. For those of you who don't know, the only thing I like in video games is good fishing mechanics.
Yup.
Favorite fishing mechanic is... Yeah, we talked about that briefly in the 2.1 thing that's not coming out, but Stardew Valley is one of my favorite, and apparently Genshin is getting Stardew Valley's fishing mechanic, which is fucking awesome. And but my favorite fishing mechanic or system in any game is Dark Cloud 2, which had like not only a really solid fishing mechanic, but then had a fish breeding mechanic where you could get your fish to have stats and like race them and they beat each other up. It was great.
Ooh. I was actually surprised when I played Far Cry 4. The fishing mechanic was surprisingly solid. It had like the whole, you had to reel them in and you had to angle your reel like left or right based on which way they were going and whatnot.
Yeah. In
order to actually make progress and stuff, and also had to manage the amount of tension so your line didn't snap. So if you want to pull people in, you had to be pulling in the right direction, but it increased tension, and you have to balance that all out. It's actually a surprisingly in-depth fishing mechanic.
Yeah,
but
that's
I mean, Ubisoft, so
that's like Dark Cloud 2's.
Yeah. It's a surprisingly good fishing mechanic. Nice little break from fighting cultists.
Hold on, I'm optimizing my hits and dodging every hit like an Ultra Instinct Goku.
Just press shift, easy.
True.
Just press dodge.
Right mouse button clickers, get out.
I'm a right mouse.
Get out! Imagine pressing the right mouse button to dodge, you fucking weirdo.
It's because my middle finger reacts faster than my pinky finger does.
Whatever. Oh, God. Yeah, somebody mentioned fucking... So, okay. I wouldn't call him a friend. I'd barely even call him an acquaintance, but we've talked for a smidge of time. But an acquaintance of mine, Octopimp, was in a game called Boyfriend Dungeon. And he played a stalker. And this game had a content warning. It was like, hey, there's going to be depictions of stalking and, trauma and stuff like that. If you've ever had anything like that, beware, whatever.
Yeah.
And, it ended up being you had a real stalker and whatever. And, it was a pretty whatever situation. And people reacted really strongly about that.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this game's bullshit. It triggered my PTSD. Oh, I had to live through that, experience that. And like, oh, I had to deal with that. And it's just unfair for me to have to deal with that and other shit like that. And they ended up harassing Octopimp.
Oh, wow.
For playing this character. They said, how could you play that character? This character's pure evil. That, that speaks a lot to you to play a character like this. Okay, so I guess let's just have every villain unvoice act in fucking video games, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
I'm sitting here like, is this real? And I went and fucking checked his page and I sent him a DM. He's like, this is happening. People are harassing me because I played a video game character. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Like,
Yep.
Fucking, I don't even know what to say.
Understanding and tolerance left, everyone.
I fucking...
Man. Extremists in any, belief system bother me, but extremists who share similar beliefs to me bother me more.
Yeah, because then they give you a bad rep.
Well, because also it's just like, man, it sucks to know I share opinions with people who are who are like this awful.
Yeah, dude, I don't fucking know, man. I'm just sitting here like, you do understand and then also like, dude, I feel for you, right? Like, I feel for you because you know, even today, just in this conversation, there was something that you said that kind of triggered something in me, and I was like frustrated about it, but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna process that my own way. I'm not gonna attack you for saying it, or like,
unless there was a pre-established understanding that
Right.
this is a triggering subject we should not talk about.
Right.
But that's what communication is for.
Or like, fucking, just like, I guess my main point is, this isn't happening to you. You don't have a real fucking stalker chasing you down. It's a video game. You can literally turn it off. You don't have to keep playing the game if the game makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yep. You have an option to get out.
Yeah, and to compare it to real, like having a real stalker, I've had a real stalker. She fucking would contact me nonstop, and like even years later, I would get text messages from her. Like, it's creepy. I had a fucking, I had that fucking guy, my big brother, the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. He was fucking running a child pornography ring out of his house, and every time a little brother came in, he'd take pictures of them in his bathroom with secret cameras. When he got out of jail 10 years later, he contacted me on Facebook. It was the first thing he fucking did. Like, it's crazy. It's creepy as fuck. Like, the idea that these people are out there is horrifying, and these are real things that happen to real people. It is a fucking video game. I'm sorry. There's no way I can have sympathy for you. Turn off the goddamn game. That's it.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I respect that people get triggered by things. I respect that people don't want to have to encroach on certain subjects and whatnot. And safe spaces are important and have a place, but you can't expect the entire world to be a safe space.
Yeah.
Like, the reality is you cannot expect the entire world to be a safe space. And at the very least, in the case of something like a video game, you have the option to turn it off.
Yeah.
It may be more difficult at places like work or things like that where you can't just like fucking escape and leave, right?
Yeah.
You can't just walk out during your shift. And that's why, hostile work environments like are a thing, and why protections against that are a thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, that's why, things like sexual harassment at work and whatnot and hostile work environments are such an important thing for people to have to work on, because they can't just walk away and leave, right? That's the work environment.
Yeah.
But with a video game, you can just turn it off.
Yeah.
And it is just unrealistic to expect the entire world to be a safe space for you.
Yeah. Well,
but that being said, safe spaces are important, and go find one. Just, realize it's unrealistic to expect that from the entire world.
And there were people who were talking about how, like, oh, well, the game was, advertises as like LGBT thing, and it was really cute and it was lighthearted. I'm like, okay, you know what other game fucking did that? Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yep.
And that fucking game,
Doki Doki Literature Club, did not give you a warning.
Well, it gave you a warning that said, hey, look, if you have history of mental health or depression, you probably shouldn't play this game. And I should have taken that warning. I played it anyways. Yep. And frankly, like, truly, when I saw Sayuri like hang herself. Spoilers for Doki Doki Literature Club, by the way.
By the way, if you somehow have not been spoiled,
did you want to kill the dude?
Internet. Huh?
Way's here.
Oh, he is? Sure.
Yeah. When I couldn't eat for like 2-3 days. I unironically, genuinely, I was sick to my stomach. The second I saw that, a pit fucking fell in me. I could not. I was in a very depressed state for like 2 days. I didn't blame the game. I just sat there and I processed my feelings on it, and then I ended up finishing the game. Just like,
yeah.
I don't know. But
at the end of the day, you can opt out of a video game.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
And even if like a streamer you're watching is playing something like that, you can opt out to not watch the stream for that.
Yeah. So I don't know. This fucking. And then I don't know if it hits
then,
so
like,
close because it's like I've talked to Octopimp a few times.
Yeah.
We have a fan who's both fans of us, and we were gonna meet up at TwitchCon, and it never ended up working out. The timing, he's much busier than I am.
Yeah.
But we've got a mutual fan and it was, I don't know. But
Yeah, no, that's really shitty that happens, and absurd as well.
Yeah.
To attack a voice actor for voicing a villain.
And then I think about the kid from the episode 1 of Star Wars, the kid who got bullied his entire life because he played Anakin in Star Wars and everybody thought it was a bad movie. So he got bullied his entire life until he became a criminal because, he was just being bullied his entire life. Beyond
I did not know that story, but shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, he went to jail.
The glamorous world of child acting, everyone.
Yeah. No. It's like, again, if you ever feel the need to put the pressure on anybody for any kind of voice acting thing, I mean, don't, especially this. I mean, if he played the villain so well that you hated him, I mean, then Octopimp did a good goddamn job. But if you ever dislike somebody's voice acting, keep in mind that it's most likely the voice director who told them, "Oh yeah, this is great. Go ahead."
Yep.
But either way.
Also, just don't harass voice actors.
Yeah, true. Just don't harass people for doing a job. I mean, in general, but
for doing a job, especially a job that they don't have the creative or executive power over.
Yeah.
Like, you can blame CEOs for being a piece of shit, but cough, cough, Activision Blizzard, cough, cough.
Oh God, So
let's
talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick since we're already on a fucking feisty mood. So besides all of that terrible shit that's going on, they just got fined for apparently HR had removed some of the information, like had deleted some of the files or like shredded some of the files, and they got caught for it, which tells me that the punishment for shredding these files was less than whatever the fuck was in the files, which kind of gives me a whole monka mood and is like, oh Jesus, what the fuck? If they were willing to risk that, what the fuck was in those files?
Yup. Not to mention that a fine is just a fine. And who was it who said that if the cost for breaking a law is only a fine or is only financial, then that law only exists for the poor.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if all they had to do was give up a little bit of money, they're fucking Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
They got money.
Yeah.
But who knows what kind of potential criminal charges they avoided because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of the point. It's like, obviously they'd rather pay the money than deal with whatever the fuck was in those files, but I don't know. Fucking hell. Yeah, and they changed McCree's name.
Yep. No longer Jesse McCree.
Which, I don't know. I'm one way or the other about it. Like, because I can understand. Okay, yeah. You know what? No, it's... Okay. Probably shouldn't have a character named after an employee who did this kind of shit. But at the same time, I also understand that they probably literally only did it to draw their attention off their fucking bullshit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's I don't know.
Yeah. You heard about the internal email that got leaked, right?
No, what was that?
There was an internal email that got leaked that basically doubled down on their employees, that basically doubled down on their position of we're not at fault and like we need to deal with whistleblowing culture and shit like that. And in no way saying that they needed to improve the situations that caused these things to happen.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. That was an internal email that leaked to the public. And
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking... it's like, I liked working for a big company, but like, sometimes the fucking corporate attitude just... Just pretend like nothing's wrong. Just pretend like nothing's wrong. Just pretend like nothing's wrong. It's like, like, I mean, I told you, I had that coworker. She was always putting her hands on me, always touching me, and I didn't like it. She would touch my shoulder. She'd touch my arm. She'd like, I didn't like it. And I told my boss, he's like, you've got bigger things to worry about than that. I'm like, okay, or not. And then it finally got to the point where like we had a meeting and it was like, all right, let's hash this out or whatever. And we ended up getting in a yelling match between me and her, and my boss did nothing. And it was like, okay, well, we was like, okay, just don't touch me anymore. Okay. The very first second that we get out of that, she like touches my shoulder and it's like, I'm like, and she goes, oops. I'm like, really?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. And he's standing right there and he looks at it and he doesn't say anything. I'm like, just pretend nothing's wrong. Just pretend nothing's wrong, I guess. Yep. Yeah. And he was like trying to push that like whole, culture of like, no matter what happens, you have your managers, you have your co-managers back. I'm like, that sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
I said, that sounds like some military grade bullshit. No, I'm not going to have their back if they're fucking wrong. It's like, well, you have to have their back. The manager front needs to be unified. I'm like, no. Fucking what?
Yup.
Becoming a manager was my greatest regret.
Yep.
Being, not even just that shit, but also like being judged on because of other people's performances. Like, it's not my fault my employees suck. Well, you're supposed to make them not suck. How do you make somebody not suck?
Especially when the firing policies at what was it, UPS are like,
FedEx.
Oh, FedEx, sorry.
Oh my
at
god.
FedEx were apparently like so fucking lax.
Jesus Christ, dude, I could go on about that crap. Dude, fucking, if anybody out there who's just looking for a job to not exist at, go work at FedEx Ground. The attendance policy is you can be absent, unexcused, up to 4 times a month. Without being fired. It's on the 5th that you get fired. And it's a rotating 30 days. So, as long as you're planning out your calendar right, you can just be gone, 4 or 5 days a month, every month without worrying about it.
Christ.
It took, dude, a guy had fucking, been, like, he'd done that shit, like, for 2 years or longer before I ever even joined. Been just like, he would just go in and he like marked off on his calendar.
I'm assuming you at least don't get paid for those days, but
no, you don't get paid. But and he'd be like, oh well, it's fine, I've got 3 more this month. Like he was obviously keeping track.
Yeah. And
we finally got him, but I was like absent. I think I was sick that day, and my co-manager was handing him his like 5th fucking one that month, so he was gonna get fired. And he had told him something like, oh well, it's okay, just sign it. And because he said, oh, it's just okay, it didn't count. He basically said, well, he argued that the manager excused the tardiness because he said it's okay.
Oh no. And
so he didn't. But then afterwards I was like, okay, you know what? And I sat down, I pulled every single one of his absences, every single one of his sign-off sheets, because we kept track of all of those. Right, his file was like 4 times bigger than everybody else's. And I sat there, I wrote every fucking day that he was down, or that he was gone for like 2 years. And I put it onto a spreadsheet. And I was like, look, consistently, every month for the past 2 years, he has been gone 4 times a month in exact intervals so that he would never get fired. And I took that shit to HR, and they fucking called him in. It's like, okay, if you're gone 1 time in the next 2 months, we're firing you.
Yep. Good God.
Yeah, you worked at FedEx, and some days you had more call-outs than employees. Yep, that fucking happens. That's what instilled such like a do or die fucking mentality in me, because like we had 7 guys working at my first FedEx location. It was like 7 guys. So if you were gone, it was a huge percentage
Yep.
of people you were just like all this work you were now suddenly responsible for.
Yep.
So I was always making sure I was never gone. You know, I would work whether I liked to or not, just because I didn't want to let my friends down. And that's kind of, I think, where I unfortunately developed my whole, hey, I don't feel good today. Oh well, I might as well stream.
Yep.
I don't feel good.
Unhealthy
Oh well,
work
might as
ethic.
well work.
That unhealthy work ethic, which is unfortunately a good thing for a streamer, but not a good thing for a human being.
Yeah. But oh well. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14 though.
Yeah, how's that?
Like a lot, and it's really good. I got into Heaven's Ward, and the story picks up so much. It's ridiculous how good, much better it was. But you were all in Crystal, Brynhilder. If anybody is there, hop into the stream. Let me know. We'll meet up, and I'll add you to the link shell if you're in Crystal. I was thinking about making like a little guild or an FC. We were talking about what class you would be if you played. Not that you would play because you don't play MMOs, but
yeah.
we should try to decide. It's like I feel like you'd probably play Samurai, because Samurai or Black Mage have the highest DPS potential.
Yeah, sounds about right.
They're just like barred by. I believe Black Mage is compromised by how often or how little it needs to move.
Mm-hmm.
Like Black Mage does the most damage when it can just stay perfectly still the entire time.
You
So
just be a turret.
yeah, so you kind of need to like optimize what you're dodging and shit. And then Samurai, I think, is mostly it's positionals. So I don't know, but
I probably play the one that's more positionals because that's fun for me.
yeah. So I'd say you probably be
Or
Samurai.
I play Dragoon because jumpy jumps.
Is that Black
I
Mage
feel
is
like-
more optimizing? I don't know.
I feel like I would probably play Dragoon for a first character, and then once I actually understood the end game, I play whoever had. I probably play like Black Mage.
Yeah. They're like, oh, well, Jinx would be warrior because it has an axe. I was like, no, see, like you guys don't
like
understand.
axes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jinx doesn't like switch axe because it's a big axe. He liked it because it was complicated and it had a move set that interested him, and you had to optimize whether or not you were like what modes you were in and managing power.
What your
stances and shit.
positioning was, what angle you're hitting from, like all these different things were what I enjoyed about Switch Axe. It's because it was complicated. When I played League, I was a Riven main because she was complicated.
Yeah. Well, complicated for League at that time. Now,
Yeah, fair.
Riven
fair.
is relatively
At-
tame
yeah.
compared to some of the shit
I
they
mean,
got
now,
going on.
I mean, now from what I've seen from like League videos I occasionally watch and stuff, is that Riven is only complicated in that you gotta learn a few combos, but that's about it. And these new characters are just like, yo, let me load 4 characters worth of shit into a single goddamn kit.
Dude, I still think people don't know what the fuck Aphelios does. And he's been
Yep.
out like 2 years.
Yep. No, I watched the thing about Aphelios. I watched a little documentary about Aphelios, and Double Lift literally had to give a PowerPoint presentation to his teammates to explain to them what Aphelios does.
Yeah.
He had to give them a fucking PowerPoint presentation to explain Aphelios.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing League semi-regularly. I still really don't know what Aphelios does. Whenever I'm a support main, and whenever I get one as my AD carry, I'm just like, look, ping me when you want me to go in. Because I don't know what your good weapons are. I don't know what your power spike is. Well, because certain weapons are like, the combo for those weapons is their strong weapon. I think it's when they get the red and the purple, I think is their strong one. I think I've kind of gained that by now, where it's like if they have red and purple, that's when you go in. Anything else, it's like don't go in.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
Shrug. It's fucking Aphelios.
I don't know. But there's so
It's
much
fucking
things,
Aphelios.
so
but
much
yeah.
things we didn't get to talk about. We didn't get to talk about Danny DeVito's Twitter or.
I mean, we can still talk for a bit.
Okay.
I don't mind this podcast being a bit longer. Like I said, I had to leave by 2, so we still got like 26 minutes to talk.
Okay.
We
Well,
can just stand
I
here and
specifically
talk
wanted
while I
to talk
spin
to you
around
because
you as Sayu.
I specifically wanted to talk to you because it was involved Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking Danny
My Lord and
DeVito got
Savior, Danny
unverified off Twitter.
What happened?
He posted a thing that was like in support of the Nabisco strikes, and they fucking unverified him at the exact same time.
Lol.
Now,
okay.
supposedly it was because his account information was incomplete, but it was just really, I don't know.
Really poorly timed.
Yeah, really poorly timed.
Really suspect timing.
Yeah, he posted out a fucking thing that was like, support no contracts, no snacks, support the, and like then he was unverified.
LOL, that's funny.
But yeah, it's fucking. I just.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you know who Koi Dao is. But Koi Dao is the voice actor for Albedo.
Oh sure.
And I started following him on Twitter because he's just a fucking shit poster.
Oh really?
Like when he got announced as the VA for Albedo, he put out a tweet that had an image of a forklift on it. And basically said like, blah blah blah, I'm gonna be the voice actor for Ian Albedo, blah blah blah, and then in the bottom wrote in italics, this is the only Zhongli buff you're ever getting. Of course, this was before Zhongli actually got a buff. But yeah, he's just a fucking shit poster. But it's become a meme on his Twitter that he will never get verified. Because he has like, God, how many does he have now? Like, how many followers does he have? And he still has not been verified.
It's verification is so fucking weird to me.
Yeah.
Because there's people like Will.
Koi Dao has 197.8 thousand followers and has not been fucking verified yet.
Well, my friend Will, who I don't know what, he's a streamer. He used to work for the company that made Total War. So he's like in the industry, but he'll get verified. And I think I tried to get it verified on the Twitter, couldn't do it. But Shenpai, she has like, she's fucking huge.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm dropping my phone. And she couldn't get verified until like a week ago.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I have no idea what the verification guidelines are.
It's like you got to apply for it. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, Zach, the voice actor for male MC, constantly memes on him on Twitter.
Well,
for
okay.
not
To
being
be fair, Zach is also the voice of the main protagonist of one of the hottest animes in the world right now. So,
which one?
Demon Slayer. He's the voice of the.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's
okay.
He's the main character of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I think Koi apparently also voices Kuroko from Kuroko's Basketball and some other stuff.
Never heard of that.
It's a basketball anime.
Yeah, he made this video. It's like how when he was first applying for the voice of male MC Aether.
Yeah.
He was doing his shit, and he was going in there like, Windblade. It's like, Zach, this isn't an anime. You don't need to talk like that. Oh, okay. Because apparently that's how Tanjiro does his like.
Yup. I just sent you one. I'm just like scrolling through his Twitter. I just sent you a tweet that he posted.
Oh, real quick. Yeah. Well, then while we got a minute, we'll watch this Dokkan.
Oh yeah, sure.
God, it's so fucking. I don't know what I'm looking at, dude.
Yep. Okay. That was the thing.
So I guess we'll cut that out.
That was certainly a thing.
I don't know. I've been trying to discern what it's supposed to be.
DMCA 143. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is a creature collecting open world action adventure filled with intriguing stories and set in a unique, vibrant world with friend adorable Dokubi that gains strength from and encourage people's dreams and get ready to embark on an adventure. Yeah. I hope it's fun. It looks fun. I don't know. It's just.
It is one of those games that I hope that it ends up being good, because a lot of the time games that have like this much of a kitchen sink of mechanics can end up feeling really watered down and inconsistent. Yeah, sometimes trying to put too many mechanics into a single game can lead to a lot of like mechanic dissonance and whatnot, and just also just put a lot of pressure on budget and things like that.
Well, I'm sure
So
it's
I
going to
hope
be.
that doesn't end up being the case with this game, but
I'm sure it's going to be something like where you spec into trees. Like you're not going to have all of those movement options all at the same time.
oh yeah, it's just like, you know, as like an example, the new Spider-Man games, the movement is so good because it's focused around a single central movement system that they got to refine down to a very strong refined points. Similar with like the climbing and gliding mechanics from Breath of the Wild and then Genshin later.
Yeah.
And like when you have too much going on at once, you can end up like not having a very cohesive design or feel, and certain mechanics may get, you know, left behind and whatnot in terms of development time and resources and whatnot, and feel less refined. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it turns out well. I just seeing that much happening makes me concerned, especially if it's not a very big studio.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's the creator of Black Desert Online. They
true that they're pretty
have
big
money
studios, right?
at the very minimum.
Yeah. They have money, but throwing money at the problem didn't work for Amazon. So
Yeah.
did you hear about Amazon's attempts at making video games?
New World is coming out.
Yeah, New World is hopefully going to be a good one because they've been making games since 2012, and both of their previous games they put out completely fucking failed. And New World is hopefully where they've learned their lessons, because at this point they have 8 years of video game development experience and 0 games. So hopefully they've developed enough experience to make a good game now.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, Jeff Bezos could not throw enough money at the problem to make good games.
Jeffrey Bezos, get him. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. MMOs. The only thing I'm really looking forward to is Blue Protocol. I'm happy with Final Fantasy 14 for right now, but
Yeah.
fucking
Depending on the grind requirements, Blue Protocol may be a game that I end up picking up.
Yeah.
Just because, like, a big reason I don't play MMOs is because of the time commitments and the risk of, like, losing myself too much in the time commitment. But since I am hard limiting my screen time commitments, I could theoretically play one again. I just don't know if I'd even have the time to play Blue Protocol, really, so.
Yeah. Well, I would say, I know you're not going to, but Final Fantasy 14 actually is really respectful of your time. It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
But
I think a big thing with Blue Protocol, too, is since it's, you know, Monster Hunter MMO, basically.
No, like
I would actually enjoy the gameplay.
I'm still not
standard,
a big fan.
Like ability queue optimization MMOs don't really interest me much anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't. That's the one thing I don't like about Final Fantasies is that tab targeting bullshit.
Yep.
Paladin is a tank, and it basically just runs through and spins, you know. So I don't really have to target things. I just hit everything all at once. So it works for me.
Yep.
Oh, fucking hell. Then Elon Musk is making cat girls.
Is he actually making cat girls? Or is he just memeing about it again? Because he was memeing about that a few years ago.
Have you seen the Tesla bot?
No.
Yes, Tesla is supposedly making robots.
Okay.
Androids. Human-shaped androids. And
yeah.
Elon was like, guys, should we put cat ears on them?
Of course, because he's Elon Musk.
But yeah, no, I don't know if these are going to be affordable or whatever. And of course, the question on everyone's mind is, can you fuck it?
Can you fuck it?
What? Can you fuck it?
Can you fuck it? No.
No.
Oh.
Oh my god. Fucking hell. Yeah, that was the memes. It was either that one or it was like when your Tesla bot automatically connects to your girlfriend's Wi-Fi.
LOL.
Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're at the stage right now where we can have androids be that condensed. I mean, you've seen what those robots from God, I can't remember their name.
The ones trying to do parkour.
Yeah, the parkour dancing robots. I mean, you've seen how
Yeah.
big they are. Those aren't.
Oh yeah.
That's not gonna.
Yep.
True, a question of time, but not anytime soon. I don't think. I think we got at least another 5 to 10 years before that shit happens. Boston
Yep.
Dynamics, thank you.
We will see.
But
We will definitely see.
the only other thing I thought you'd be interested in talking about is OnlyFans got rid of porn,
I thought they said they were not getting rid of porn.
but then they didn't get rid of porn. Yeah.
yeah, then they did not get rid of porn.
Which I think was
apparent-
just a big publicity move to be like, get in the news and shit. I don't know.
Well, I don't think that would have been a worthwhile publicity news because now sex workers don't trust OnlyFans.
True.
Like, I don't think it was a publicity move because if it was an incredibly ill-advised one. But they were basically saying that they were like getting threats of like
Yeah,
this-
supposedly
of, like,
MasterCard
no
was
long-
gonna.
yeah, of like no longer being able to work with certain really important financial institutions. so
Which
that's
honestly, let's
because
be
of the
real.
porn.
MasterCard, who cares? It's when you lose visas when you get the problem.
Lol.
I'm kidding, but
Actually,
yeah.
I don't even think it was. I think they clarified that it wasn't. Let me see. I actually posted this to a Discord group. Let me scroll up real quick. Yeah, they said never mind. They won't ban porn anymore. They said that it was actually issues with its banking partners, not MasterCard, as some had assumed.
Mm,
The CEO had an interview with Financial Times. They said the reason for the ban was actually issues with its banking partners.
mm.
Yeah, it's because blah 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 blah.
I honestly wonder how big of an issue that would be, though. Because, I mean, even if they got rid of OnlyFans, right? Like, there's still other platforms. I mean, Pornhub has a pretty good fucking system where you can, like, support creators and shit. I mean,
Yeah. Like Stokely's comments, however, single out banks as the primary drivers behind the ban. He claims that JP Morgan Chase, for instance, is particularly aggressive in closing accounts of sex workers or any business that supports them. Similarly, he said that Metro Bank had closed OnlyFans account on short notice in 2019. Stokely told Financial Times that he was not disclosing the company's current banking partners. But yeah, they were having issues with their banking partners due to them being aggressive about
true.
sex work.
Yeah, I'm sure banks were, like, tired of asking about chargebacks on the fucking husband's
LOL.
account. That's honestly probably not necessarily too far from the truth, but
Yeah, but yeah, it was not the MasterCard thing, according to an interview with the CEO. It was banking partner issues. And now the sex worker community doesn't fucking trust OnlyFans because they know they're willing to throw them under the bus.
yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm surprised OnlyFans
Time for competitor
exists.
platforms.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised OnlyFans exists when Pornhub is just such a. I mean, you can make your own creator page. You can set up like subscriber only videos. You can do all that kind of shit. As far as I was aware.
Yeah, I mean, Pornhub has the utility for it. I think the problem is that Pornhub trying to be like a hub of these things when what it's really known for is just, porn. Like, just watching videos and shit.
Meh.
Because, like, when Tumblr had its whole thing, Pornhub was like, hey, guys, you can do everything you did on Tumblr on Pornhub, right? But it's not the reason people go to Pornhub and doesn't have the same kind of, like, marketing power.
OnlyFans has the
platform.
appearance of being classier. I see.
Yeah, has the appearance of being classier for one thing.
Pornhub deleted 8 million or so videos overnight from an account that wasn't verified. Yeah, but it's incredibly easy to get verified. You literally just go.
The reason for that was to combat the issues with like
Yeah, it was like revenge porn
videos, revenge porn, and like sex trafficking videos and things like that.
It's
not that
interesting
difficult to get
psychological things.
verified.
Like something like OnlyFans appeals more to women. Like it's classier to use. When you say,
for
you have
sure.
an OnlyFans versus when you have a Pornhub. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
no,
says
exactly.
different
It
things to
doesn't
different
label
people.
you and it doesn't label you as a porn star.
Right.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons why a transition to Pornhub would be difficult and not necessarily a good idea.
Yeah. You can kind of hide behind the whole
Not to mention the
bourgeois
natural
artist.
competition in Pornhub.
You can
If someone
claim you're
comes
like
to
a
your Pornhub
bourgeois model or a bourgeois artist on OnlyFans, but if you have a Pornhub, well then you're just a porn star.
Yep, exactly. Also, not to mention just the amount of competition you'd have on Pornhub as a platform.
Yeah.
People go to your Pornhub thing to subscribe to you, and then they see 10 people who look just like you who they can watch porn for free.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's part of the reason why a lot of these like OnlyFans, like attractive female streamers and whatnot are like on Twitch and streaming on Twitch and whatnot, and using OnlyFans and whatnot, is because they would make a lot less money if they were a cam girl.
True.
They would make a lot less money because there's a lot more competition in cam girl websites.
Yeah. Then that goes into a whole thing. I don't think we have time to talk about that. I've talked about it so many times. Just like, I don't necessarily mind that there are these things on the Twitch platform. I want more consistent rules regarding them, because like the main example that I say to anybody, because like, okay, so some girl's in a bikini riding a banana, riding things on her body, moaning into microphones and whatever, and she's 22, which is fine, you know, but like according to Twitch's rules, a 13-year-old could do the exact same thing.
Yep. As long as they are not explicitly like being naked or anything like that.
Right, like they could still, a 13-year-old could wear a really skimpy bathing suit, riding a banana, moaning into a microphone, writing the sub's name on their bodies, doing random gross things, and it would be okay according to Twitch. And that's my issue, is we need these separations and these defined rules. And the problem is like, you know, we're exploiting children, we got like all these things in the gray area, and the problem is like the people, so like these people like who are doing this shit, they're not really gonna get punished if they get banned off Twitch, right? Like if, you know, you're 22-year-old, I'm not gonna name names because I don't want to like do whatever, but you know, these women who are doing these things and moaning into microphones, writing bananas, skimping, whatever, like they're not gonna get punished if they get banned off Twitch. They'll just go somewhere else. What's gonna happen is that everybody else who's left on the platform is going to start making less money because, well, Disney doesn't want to advertise on Twitch because it's a porn site now. You know, family-oriented broadcaster brands don't want to advertise on Twitch. So because less people are advertising on Twitch, that just means everybody else is making less money. And that's kind of the problem, is the people who are in here left with the aftermath are just holding the pieces in their hands, and they go, okay, well, what do we do now? We had this platform that was our job, and we've basically lost any kind of revenue from it. What do we do now? You know, and it's kind of the problem.
Yep.
Like,
I've
yeah,
also
you
heard,
can go to YouTube.
I've also heard
but,
from there's also been issues with a more of a culture of harassment with like female streamers who don't do OnlyFans stuff and whatnot. Where, you know, people will come into their chat being like, do you have an OnlyFans? Yo, what's your OnlyFans? And like harassing them about things like this when they just want to play video games.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I chewed my cousin out. He's a catty man. And he was like, oh, well, you know, if you were a girl on Twitch, you know, whatever. I'm like, that's not necessarily true. You know, people work hard, and they, you know. That's a, you know, I mean, I talk about it all the time. Faye, a great Monster Hunter player, and she's worked really hard to get where she is. And
there's still hard work involved, and like I whenever people bring up the whole, oh, if you're an attractive female, you have an advantage in Twitch, like I guess two things that come up is, what was it? I forget the exact statistic, but I think it's out of the top 100 earners on Twitch, like was it like a handful of them are female?
Yeah, I think out of the top 20 people, only one.
Yeah, only one out of the top 20 is female. And on top of that, like, at the very least, as far as I'm aware, there aren't really any like non-conventionally attractive women who are at the top of the Twitch game, but there are plenty of non-conventionally attractive men who are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are plenty of Twitch streamers who are male and not conventionally attractive, but can succeed on the platform. While, at least as far as I'm aware, every successful woman, female on the platform is conventionally attractive, and puts in a lot of effort into, you know, their makeup and getting themselves ready for stream and everything to make sure.
Well, it depends on what you mean by successful.
Okay, yeah. I suppose I'm talking about the high-profile top earners, but
Yeah. Because, I mean, by all accounts, me right now, I am a success story on Twitch. By all accounts, you know.
yeah.
Just even having, like, 20 people in your stream puts you in, like, the top 1% of everybody on Twitch, you know? So,
Fair. But I'm also mean like the larger earners, the several thousand viewers kind of thing. And I am by no means a Twitch expert, so this is only me speaking on what I am specifically familiar
see,
with,
and I don't
but-
even necessarily believe that because, like, okay, if we use the example of 1,000, okay, I'll say 1,000.
Sure.
Let's say we break out, we'll have a hard breakout at 1,000. Shenpai is a great person. She's a
Yeah.
fantastic, funny, genuinely very funny. She doesn't even use a camera, so and never has, as far as I've been aware. So I mean, you don't necessarily need it. Need to be whatever. So I definitely get what you're saying though. It's like I think it definitely is like the trend would definitely suggest the other, like, you know, that you need to be attractive and stuff. But you know, there are examples that I could point out.
Yeah, okay.
Not
That's fair.
at least it's there.
Yeah.
Just to, I guess, whatever, to be the devil's advocate, I guess. And
to
true, like
hopefully calm
VTuber
down
streams
the,
and shit.
inevitable comments about it.
Yeah, and like VTuber streams. Technically, I mean, yeah, sure, they have the attractive waifu avatar,
Yeah.
you know, but I mean, they don't show their real face. But I guess that's supposed to be
fair,
the in
but,
place for it.
Yeah, exactly. They still are an conventionally attractive avatar for whatever.
We're unattractive VTuber avatars, guys. Come on.
Lol. Where's my ugly bastard tag VTuber?
Where's my ugly bastard VTuber? Somebody get on it. We have a market. God fucking hell. Yeah, I'm not a fan of VTubers. I think it's this uncanny valley. I'd rather look at nobody than a dead-eyed fucking jittering.
Lol. Yeah, I've never been that big
Glitchy.
into VTubers either, but I'm also not big into streamers in general, so shrug. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm all about women making their money, and I have no problem with sex work or anything like that. And, you know, if there's a market and people are consenting and willing to fill the market, then the market exists and they're consenting adults, so whatever.
Yeah, I don't really believe in that whole, well, they're stealing things from viewers from real people. It's like, well, I mean,
It's a different market.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
entirely
say,
different market.
yeah, it's a completely different market. It truly is. Nobody's watching, you know, insert X streamer that I'm not gonna name, but then is not watching like some 20, 30 viewer person because of it. You know, they're there to watch that person.
Yep, and also the content is likely very different to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
If you're a gaming streamer, chances are you're in a completely different market than someone who is doing hot tub streams.
Yeah.
It's an entirely different viewer base who has different interests in what they want to watch live.
Yeah. But you need to go. It's 2:00 for you, so.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, I appreciate. We couldn't get through everything, but we'll save it for the next one.
Yeah. All right,
And we'll have plenty
guys.
to talk about. Do you still want to try to do the one on Thursday or
Sure, we can
for,
try doing
for the
one on
rolls
Thursday.
or Wednesday? I don't remember.
Yeah, I can save my Sara rolls until Thursday.
Okay, Thursday then.
I'll pull for Sara. If I get lucky, I guess I'll get a Baal, but I don't really want to pull for Baal.
Yeah. Okie
Yeah.
dokie.
I just want to get a Sara, and in the meantime, I'll stay tuned. I'll tune into theory crafting talks and whatnot about Baal and Sara.
Yeah.
I know a lot of pre-release stuff has already been done, so a lot of it's just kind of like comparing pre-release calcs to if live values change. So should be fairly quick overall, but there's a lot of interactions and shit that need to be tested.
Damn, look at all these people saying bye to Jinx. They're not saying bye to me. Sag.
LOL. Well, they don't know you're leaving. Are you leaving too, Tuner?
I'm gonna leave, go to the bathroom, shower, and then come back for Final Fantasy 14.
See? Now they know. So everyone can say goodbye, Tuner, as well. Right, chat?
Either way.
See, we got 2 goodbye tuners.
By Jinx and Tuner. Yay! Okay, sorry.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
All right, later, guys. Appreciate you all. Bye.